Are you unknowingly sabotaging your child's future? Studies reveal that 95% of parents make a critical, irreversible mistake that can shape their child's mindset, confidence, and success for life. The way you respond to their mistakes, struggles, or even everyday choices can either empower them or hold them back forever. Today, we uncover this hidden trap, why it happens, and how simple changes in your approach can transform your child's growth and happiness. Many parents unintentionally overprotect their children, believing it's the best way to keep them safe and happy. From the moment a child takes their first steps, parents instinctively hover, ready to catch, prevent, or solve any potential problem. While this instinct is natural and stems from love, it can inadvertently stunt a child's growth. Children need opportunities to experience challenges and failures in order to learn how to navigate the world on their own. When every obstacle is removed or every risk is minimized, children rarely develop resilience, the mental muscle that allows them to bounce back from setbacks. Life is inherently unpredictable, and without the chance to face difficulties in controlled environments, children may struggle when confronted with real life problems later on. Overprotection often leads to dependence. Children start to believe that adults will always solve their problems, so they don't learn critical decision-making skills. Simple tasks like resolving a disagreement with a friend, completing a challenging homework assignment, or trying a new activity without reassurance become sources of anxiety. They might avoid risks altogether, fearing failure because they've never been allowed to fail safely. By stepping in too quickly to prevent disappointment or frustration, parents deprive children of the vital experiences that teach problem-solving, adaptability, and confidence. Ironically, the desire to protect often ends up making children less prepared for life's inevitable challenges. The consequences of overprotection extend beyond practical skills. They can also affect emotional development. Children who aren't given space to struggle may develop low self-esteem because they never get the satisfaction of overcoming obstacles independently. They may constantly seek validation from others or fear trying new things, believing that mistakes are catastrophic rather than natural learning experiences. Additionally, overprotected children may struggle socially, as they haven't had the chance to navigate conflicts or practice empathy and cooperation in real situations. The world becomes intimidating, not because it is, but because they haven't learned that they can face challenges and emerge stronger. It's also important to recognize that overprotection can mask the child's natural curiosity and creativity. Children learn by exploring, experimenting, and sometimes failing. By intervening too often, parents inadvertently communicate a subtle message. I don't trust you to handle this. Over time, children internalize this lack of confidence, leading to hesitation, self-doubt, and reluctance to step outside their comfort zones. Those small risks, like trying a new sport, presenting a school project, or simply speaking up in a group, are the very experiences that cultivate courage and independence. Removing these opportunities diminishes not only skill building, but also the joy of discovery and personal achievement. Breaking the cycle of overprotection requires conscious effort. Parents must balance safety with allowing children to face age-appropriate challenges. This doesn't mean neglect or exposing children to unnecessary danger. Rather, it's about stepping back, letting them try, fail, and try again, while providing guidance and support as needed. Encouraging children to solve problems on their own, allowing them to make decisions, and letting them experience minor setbacks fosters resilience and self-confidence. When children learn that they can navigate difficulties successfully, they become more adaptable, resourceful, and prepared for the complexities of life. In essence, giving children the space to experience challenges is one of the greatest gifts a parent can offer, ensuring they grow into capable and confident adults. Constant praise, when focused solely on talent or results rather than effort, can create unintended consequences in children. Many parents naturally want to encourage their children and celebrate their successes. But when the emphasis is on inherent ability, "You're so smart," or "You're a natural," children begin to associate their worth with outcomes rather than the process. This can inadvertently instill a fear of failure. When kids are praised only for success, they may avoid challenges where they risk falling short, because failure becomes a threat to their identity. Over time, this can limit their willingness to try new things, explore their creativity, or tackle difficult problems, ultimately curbing their growth and resilience. The problem lies not in praising achievements themselves, but in how praise is framed. When children receive recognition for effort, strategy, persistence, and problem solving, they learn that success is a result of hard work and adaptability rather than fixed talent. For example, telling a child, "I'm proud of how hard you worked on that project," encourages them to continue putting in effort, experiment, and take on challenges. This approach fosters a growth mindset, where children understand that their abilities can improve with dedication and practice. On the other hand, praise centered on talent can create pressure to maintain a flawless image, causing stress and self-doubt whenever they encounter setbacks. Children who are praised for innate ability may also develop a tendency to compare themselves to others constantly. If they believe their worth comes from being naturally good at something, they may feel inadequate when someone else succeeds in the same area. This comparison can breed envy, low self-esteem, and an aversion to collaboration, as children prioritize protecting their image over learning and growing. They may also become perfectionists, fearing that mistakes will expose a lack of talent, which can lead to procrastination or avoidance of tasks that challenge them. Ironically, constant praise intended to boost confidence can result in the opposite: children who are anxious, dependent on external validation, and hesitant to take risks. Another hidden danger of talent-focused praise is that it can diminish intrinsic motivation. Children praised solely for outcomes may focus on doing things only when recognition is guaranteed, rather than developing a genuine curiosity or passion for learning. They may start to ask, "Am I doing this to succeed, or because I enjoy it?" and lose touch with their own interests and creativity. Praising effort instead reinforces the process itself, encouraging persistence, critical thinking, and adaptability. When children understand that hard work and perseverance are valued, they learn to embrace challenges, recover from setbacks, and approach life with resilience. The solution is to consciously shift how we recognize children's achievements. Celebrate their determination, problem-solving skills, curiosity, and willingness to push through difficulty. Ask questions that emphasize the process. What strategies did you try? Or, how did you overcome that challenge? By doing so, parents teach children that learning and improvement matter more than innate talent. This mindset equips them to face obstacles, explore new opportunities, and grow into confident, self-reliant individuals. Ultimately, praising effort rather than just ability is a subtle but transformative way to help children thrive, fostering not only competence but also courage and a lifelong love of learning. Many parents focus intensely on academics, behavior, or external achievements, often overlooking the emotional needs of their children. While academic success and proper conduct are important, children who grow up without guidance in understanding and managing their emotions may struggle in critical areas of life. Emotional intelligence, the ability to recognize, understand, and regulate one's emotions, as well as empathize with others, is a foundational skill that influences relationships, decision-making, and overall well-being. Ignoring this aspect of development can leave children ill-equipped to handle stress, conflicts, or disappointment, which are inevitable in life. Children express their emotions in various ways, through mood swings, resistance, or even physical reactions. But it's easy for parents to misinterpret these as behavioral problems rather than opportunities for emotional teaching. When a child is scolded or dismissed for expressing sadness, fear, or frustration, they may internalize the idea that their feelings are unacceptable. Over time, this can lead to suppressed emotions, anxiety, or difficulty articulating what they feel. Children need adults who listen, validate, and guide them through emotional experiences, helping them label their feelings, understand the causes, and learn constructive ways to respond. Without this guidance, they risk developing poor coping mechanisms or avoiding emotional engagement altogether. Neglecting emotional needs can also affect social development. Children who are not taught empathy, self-regulation, and emotional communication may struggle to form healthy relationships with peers and adults. They may react impulsively, struggle to resolve conflicts, or misread social cues, creating friction and misunderstandings. These challenges can reinforce a negative feedback loop. Children may feel isolated or misunderstood, which further undermines their confidence and emotional resilience. In contrast, children who learn emotional intelligence early can navigate relationships more effectively, handle disagreements calmly, and offer support to others, laying the groundwork for stronger interpersonal skills throughout life. Emotional neglect doesn't always come from a lack of love. Often, it's a matter of parents prioritizing the visible aspects of success over the less obvious, but equally critical emotional foundation. For example, a child might excel in school, but constantly feel insecure, anxious, or incapable of expressing frustration without guilt. When parents focus only on grades or behavior, they may miss subtle signs that the child needs emotional support. By actively engaging with children about their feelings, modeling healthy emotional expression, and providing safe spaces to vent or reflect, parents teach their children that emotions are natural, manageable, and valuable. Addressing emotional needs also strengthens self-awareness and resilience. Children who understand their emotions can respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively, make better decisions under stress, and persevere through challenges. They develop a strong internal compass that helps guide them, even in the absence of adult supervision. Parents can foster this by asking open-ended questions, encouraging reflection, validating emotions, and modeling healthy coping strategies. By nurturing emotional intelligence alongside academics and behavior, parents equip children with a complete toolkit for life. The ability to think critically, relate to others, and maintain inner balance. In short, meeting a child's emotional needs is not optional. It is an essential part of raising confident, capable, and emotionally healthy individuals. Many parents, often with the best intentions, impose their own ambitions or unfulfilled dreams onto their children, believing they are guiding them towards success. While it's natural to hope for a better future for your child, forcing them into paths that align with parental expectations rather than their own interests can have long-term consequences. When children feel obligated to meet someone else's vision, they may suppress their natural passions, creativity, and curiosity. Over time, this can lead to resentment, low motivation, and even mental health struggles as they grapple with the tension between what they want and what they feel they must do to satisfy their parents. From academics to hobbies to career choices, the influence of parental ambition can appear subtle but pervasive. A child may be pushed toward a certain sport, instrument, or subject simply because it reflects the parent's values or dreams. While the child may initially comply to gain approval or avoid conflict, they often do so at the expense of exploring their own interests. This can stunt self-discovery and personal growth, leaving children uncertain of who they truly are or what they genuinely enjoy. They may excel in areas chosen for them, but the internal satisfaction and intrinsic motivation that comes from pursuing personal passions remain absent. Imposing ambitions can also affect a child's sense of autonomy. Autonomy, the ability to make independent decisions, is a cornerstone of confidence and self-efficacy. When children are repeatedly directed by their parents' desires, they may internalize the belief that their own choices are less valid or important. This can create a dependence on external validation, as they constantly seek guidance or approval rather than trusting their instincts. In adulthood, this may translate into difficulty making decisions, fear of failure, or pursuing careers and relationships that align more with societal or familial expectations than with personal fulfillment. The psychological impact of imposed ambitions can extend even further. Children may develop perfectionist tendencies, driven by a desire to satisfy parental expectations. They may push themselves relentlessly in the areas chosen for them, but this success often feels hollow because it lacks personal meaning. Moreover, when they inevitably encounter setbacks or fail to meet expectations, the emotional toll can be heavier, as they may internalize these failures as a reflection of their inadequacy, rather than a normal part of growth. The pressure to live up to someone else's dream can diminish self-esteem and erode the natural joy of learning, exploring, and experimenting. Encouraging children to explore their own interests and passions requires trust, patience, and sometimes stepping back from parental ego. Parents can guide and expose children to opportunities without dictating the outcome. Asking questions like, "What excites you?" or "What would you like to try?" helps children reflect on their own goals and fosters independence. Supporting their choices, even if they differ from parental expectations, teaches them that their preferences matter and that they are capable of making meaningful decisions. By prioritizing the child's unique aspirations over personal ambitions, parents nurture creativity, confidence, and resilience, qualities that will serve them throughout life. Ultimately, allowing children to chart their own paths ensures they grow into authentic, self-directed individuals rather than living out someone else's dreams. Many parents react strongly when their children make mistakes, often out of frustration or a desire to correct behavior quickly. While these reactions are understandable, harsh responses can leave lasting impressions that are more harmful than helpful. Children are highly sensitive to the tone, words, and body language of adults around them. When a mistake is met with anger, criticism, or ridicule, children can internalize shame and develop a fear of failure. Instead of viewing errors as opportunities to learn, they begin to associate mistakes with judgment and disappointment, which can discourage them from trying new things or taking risks. Over time, this fear can limit creativity, problem-solving skills, and even their willingness to pursue their goals. Mistakes are a natural and essential part of learning. Every child needs opportunities to experiment, explore, and occasionally fail in order to understand how to adjust their actions and improve. When parents intervene too harshly, children may become overly cautious or hesitant, avoiding situations where success isn't guaranteed. This can prevent them from developing resilience, the ability to recover and grow from setbacks. Resilient children are better equipped to handle life's challenges because they see mistakes as stepping stones rather than threats to their identity or self-worth. Reacting negatively to mistakes undermines this essential skill, leaving children less confident and more dependent on external validation for reassurance. Harsh reactions can also damage the parent-child relationship. Children who fear judgment may stop sharing their struggles or hiding their mistakes altogether. This secrecy can prevent parents from understanding their child's true challenges and providing guidance when it's actually needed. Over time, a pattern of criticism can erode trust and communication, leaving children feeling isolated or misunderstood. Conversely, a calm and supportive response fosters open dialogue and encourages children to reflect on what went wrong, ask questions, and actively seek solutions. This not only teaches accountability, but also strengthens the bond between parent and child. It's important to model constructive ways to handle errors. Instead of reacting with anger, parents can demonstrate problem-solving, patience, and self-reflection. For instance, saying, "It's okay that this didn't work out. Let's figure out what we can do differently next time," teaches children that mistakes are opportunities to learn rather than reasons to feel ashamed. This approach cultivates a growth mindset, where children understand that effort, persistence, and adaptability matter more than perfection. Over time, they become more confident in their abilities, willing to take healthy risks, and capable of overcoming challenges independently. Ultimately, how parents respond to mistakes shapes a child's relationship with failure for life. Supportive guidance, empathy, and constructive feedback encourage learning, curiosity, and resilience, while harsh criticism instills fear, shame, and avoidance. By teaching children to embrace mistakes as part of growth, parents empower them to become confident, capable, and creative individuals who are ready to tackle the challenges of life without fear. Reacting thoughtfully to mistakes is one of the most powerful ways parents can equip their children for lifelong success, ensuring they grow into independent, resilient adults.